Hi guys, welcome back to Chemi Naturally, a channel to motivate and inspire. I recently went to a software engineering panel by this meetup group called NYC Coders. Hint, hint, it's in NYC, and the owner is Talia. She has started this meetup group since I would say September. In 2019, and it has just grown so far. Basically, the meetup is where any engineers, mostly engineers from boot camp or from any type of non-traditional, computer science background or software development background, whether you're self-taught or you want to program. There's always that missing link about learning data structures and algos. Compared to those who did computer science in college or have a degree in that. And so basically her meetup group allows a group of us to just learn data structures and algos each week. And when I first went there, it was pretty full. Like, it was constantly a room full of other developers like me who graduated from boot camp learning algos. And each week her meetup is like, honestly, you have to get there quick enough because she has so many people wanting to learn that there's a wait list of like sometimes 20, 30s, even maybe hundreds of people waiting. I might be exaggerating, but honestly this seems like a really long wait list. But if you know her and you've been like a loyal supporter and like you go to the meetup group, she will like, hey, come on in, just bypass the wait list. And so the reason why I'm doing this video is because recently, earlier this month, she decided to do a software engineering panel featuring engineers from Facebook to her company Yieldstreet. And basically they just talked about what it's like to be a software engineer and what it is that we as people who want to be into this industry and who recently graduated, what can we do to get to their position to be software engineers and work for a company. And so it was a very informative software engineering panel. It was one of the best panels I've been to. I've been to awful panel discussions. Everyone had great questions and the panelists had great answers. So I wanted to show you guys a few clips from that event. And if you're in the New York City area, make sure to sign up for NYC Coders on Meetup. Right now, there's a bit of a halt as I film this right now. It's March, is it 17, 18? I'm not sure. It's March 17. And as you all know, the coronavirus is a pandemic right now, and a lot of people are told to stay at home and to social distance themselves. So currently there is a bit of a wait for the meetup. There's a bit of a break. So right now there's not a lot of action going on anywhere. But when they do resume, you should definitely sign up now so you get notifications from the meetup and be able to actually join and actually go to one of their events. And even afterwards, there's a little game that we got to play, and it was just great. It was my favorite event that I've been through this year. So let me stop rambling and let me go ahead and show you guys the clips from this video.
And then more people in your company. So I think that's a huge thing, is just taking initiative, and it will impress a lot of people really easily just by talking to a lot of people and kind of trying to figure things out on your own. And then I had something else that was good. Write everything down. So whenever someone tells you how to do something, write it down somewhere. I have a whole document of things that are just whatever, Git commands or company specific things. So I try to never ask the same question twice. So just always write everything down. I think that's super important.
You can build your own business. Right now. I mean, it's gonna fail because 70% of businesses fail, but that's okay. If you just build something, if you want to learn React, I learned React by building a GIF search app. Right? When I read the React tutorials, it didn't make a lot of sense. When I watched the React videos, I was like, what the fuck is going on? But once I built it, I was like, this actually makes sense. And how did I learn React hooks? I looked at React hooks, I was like, why the hell do we need this crap? No offense, I hope you didn't work on it. Once I actually used them, it's like, okay, now I get it. So like programming really is like a feedback loop between like error messages and failure and like getting it to work. Like, so you have to go through that feedback loop for it to really stick. So like, it's like a cliche, I could just scream it like a refrain, build something, build something, build something. But like just, that's all you have to do. Of course, that's not easy, and you have to face the psychology of programming and the cycle of, oh, this is great, I'm a loser, this is great, but that's how you do it.
I guess like the FANG tier companies, it's become this prisoner's dilemma where you're gonna have to answer some of these algo questions that maybe you might not be using day to day. So I think it really depends on whether the company's going to literally interview for it and how much you're going to use it. If you know for a fact that you're going to get some like, I don't know, leak code like questions, then I think it's obviously you have to spend some time on that, right? But I would say that I guess like try to align yourself with the actual position that you're applying for, and like I guess like whether you align with the vision of the company, right? Versus like, okay, this is an amazing company that I've heard a lot of great things about. Like make sure do your research, and you can learn a lot about the interview process just by like reaching out to someone at that company. Something that really surprised me about Coinbase was I prepared for a lot of just algo questions because that's what I had seen at other tech companies, but they were all very domain specific to the positions that I was applying for, and a lot more domain specific than similar positions that I had applied for at other companies.
And I was not in a technical role, but I saw that we were small enough, we were in like one tiny little space, and I saw what the engineers were doing, and I was like, I think I could do that. And then I just sort of like asked questions and like learned and was like, tested the app and broke it, and then was like, how are you fixing this? And then got some books and did it on my own, and then I asked for some tasks. So I had a job, it wasn't like free. I could not afford that, but I just did a lot of work on my own to like, before I was like, improve myself before they took a chance. So basically I was in a company, and then there were some people there who, once I did that, gave me a shot. So it was a combination of luck and then being in a place where, like, when I joined, I thought maybe like, there would be a chance to be an engineer. So I think there are lots of paths to get to a place, and the job you take doesn't always have to like be the role you end up in within a company. Like if you're in a place that's growing, opportunity grows with you and is abundant. And I think there are lots of companies, like Datadog does this. We have lots of academy grads who join our support engineering org, and there's a path there to like get familiar with technology at Datadog scale and then transition into the engineering team. And this is becoming more and more common at various companies. So I think there's just like, sometimes it's hard to be hired as an engineer because it's hard for companies to differentiate. So, be creative in how you get in that door. It's much easier to go from one role to another within a company than it is to like get in the door. So.
People feel. So to me, it's maybe a little cliched answer, but to me the iPhone is like a shining example of the Sistine Chapel. And a lot of it is hardware, but a big part of it is software too. Like I have lost count how many times when I do something on the iPhone, like it acts in a way that exactly I would want it to act, and like how many times the exact opposite happened at the phones I used before the iPhone. There's a great book that just recently came out. It's called Creative Selection. It's by one of the original software engineers at Apple who worked on the iPhone, and he goes into a lot of detail how that was built, and I highly recommend it. And he talks about like hours and days and months that took into like figuring out just how the keyboard should work, because that was the first time they had like a keyboard that's on the screen that was operated by touch. But the biggest part of it is like, how does it make people feel, right? To me, like there's a lot of people, I love my iPhone. There's a lot of people like me that just cannot imagine their lives without the iPhone. And that's how I want to think about the software that I built. Like I want my users to have the same reaction that I have to my iPhone.
Alright guys, so that was the video. Those were the clips. I thought those were some very informative questions and very informative answers. Let me know what you guys think, and if you have any questions, let me know as well. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like this video. Bye.